Hey everybody, it's your boy Cheesemo back with another MVP clip. Today I was experimenting with a new deck. I think last month I wanted to build a Synchro deck, right? So I was in the lab. I was saying to myself, like I want to build a Yusei Synchro deck. So I went on YouTube. I looked at some other people's decks and stuff like that, and the shit that they utilize just to get the combo. So pretty much my deck has the engine, but I've added other cards to help me be able to do my plays in case I don't have junk synchro in my hand, or I don't have this that synchro tuner you activate, you send a tuner from your hand to the graveyard and then you get junk synchro into your hand. So yeah, so I went and looked for level 2s I could special summon, level 3s I could special summon, level 2s I could special summon and do an additional summon, and I found a good balance. So my deck's a 50 card deck. Obviously what you're seeing is the engine. I do a different summoning method compared to the guys on YouTube. Some guys on YouTube, they like to use the field spell, the flower garden, and then you special summon 2 other tokens, and then you could like special summon like another level 8 or a 10 or 11 or whatever. But I was thinking to myself, if I want my deck to have any originality, if I want my sense of mindset and ego to feel like I accomplished something unique, my board has to be, slightly different. The first time when I did these plays, I realized that I was only able to summon maybe 3, like the Majestic Shooting Star, Synchro Dragon, and Quasar, and that other fucking card. And then I said to myself, what more can I do? And then I realized that I can also add, I could special summon the level 5 Blackwing Tuner that you see back onto the field on my end phase, and as long as I have like a level 4 tuner in my hand that I can special summon thanks to the equip spell on the field, that little flower or whatever, then I can special summon my level 9 virtual card that you guys are going to see here in a minute. I'm not going to have a deck list of this deck because like literally anybody can use this YouTube deck online. It's just I'm the type of person that I'll do a engine to special summon the monsters, but I'm not gonna have my whole deck being a complete carbon fucking copy of what people do. And the thing that I notice about these YouTube decks is they always base their decks around the monsters that negate on the field. They don't have any like other like cards in their deck to help their monsters, if worst comes to shove, like I have this equip spell in my hand, I can put it on any level 8 or higher synchro monster or dragon or whatever, Silverwing, and basically my card can't be destroyed or targeted by card effects or some fuck. That other spell card that's in my hand, I could discard any card to my graveyard, and if I was going second, I can pretty much nuke his whole field unless he had a negate. But it's a good way to waste his negate because it's like a Rengeki. It just kills every card that he special summoned. That's basically what it does. And yeah, there's more cards in my deck that I don't really want the world to know, but I just wanted to show you guys what my end board looks like. I got 3 negates plus I think Called by the Dead too. And the reason why my card doesn't get affected by banishing is because it when it negates, it goes to the banish zone, so it bypasses the virtual world effect, and then it's just OTK. So I'll catch you guys later. I gotta run to work, unfortunately, and yeah, this is my deck. Alright, gotta go. Any last words? Don't care. Bow, bow, bow. And his music is pretty sick. Can't lie. Whew. Down, down to the night we roll. Alright, so you guys are probably wondering why I activated Abyss Designator or whatever the fuck. I'm going to explain this in the deck list that I have after, I think, this gameplay. But pretty much, I'm looking on my phone for Ash Blossom's attribute and type. And I put in its attribute and its type. So, like, if he had attribute, if he had Ash in his deck, it would have went to the graveyard. Or from his hand. But no one's going to send Ash from their hand to the graveyard, right? So, that's pretty much what I did. Enjoy the clip. deck list. I'm sorry that the clip is going to be maybe like 20 minutes long or something like that, but I really got to explain why I have my deck set up this way and what's the purpose of the deck. Now, okay, you guys know that there's tons of Yusei Synchro decks on YouTube that you can literally just copy and paste out of my controller. Okay, yeah, so look, there's a lot of synchro decks on YouTube that you can literally copy and paste, but the thing is, all those synchro decks have the same problem. They brick. They can't do certain extensions if they don't have a level 2 monster in the graveyard, and they can't pop Junk Synchron's effect. Okay, sometimes the hands you're gonna get with those YouTube decks is you're gonna have a hand where let's say you have a level 2 in your hand that's not Junk Converter, just some random level 2, like maybe this card, Samabel the Summoner or whatever, like any level 2, just any level 2 that's not a tuner. You're gonna have them in your hand, but you need to use Junk Synchron to go into Junk Speeder, right? To do your whole play. Junk Speeder, literally, if all your tuners and everything is not in your hand and you can special summon everything to the field, your opponent's gonna get mixed. And if you can't stop it, if you can't Nibiru it, you can't Kaiju it, you can't Lava Golem it, he just doesn't have anything to do. He's literally gonna get OTK'd because these cards, well, I think only these cards especially can attack just 2 times off the rip. They have an additional attack, so it's OTK no matter what, and it's like 4 negates. So as you can see, my deck's a little different. Like what I have the same engine that brings out these cards, right? But I added other cards to the deck to help me in situations that I saw when I practiced with the YouTube version deck. And it's basically like the YouTube version deck is everything that I said. I like the idea of having 3 Maxis because, look, you can easily send Maxi to the graveyard, whether it's his, like if you have this in your hand and it's his turn, just send this fucking card to the graveyard. He's not gonna ash it if he already ended his turn and like you send it to the graveyard because he's not special summoning anything, so he's gonna let it go. If you pop this, sometimes with my deck I have already cross out designator in my hand where I have this. You guys can get rid of a few things and maybe put a little bit more hand traps if you want to. I just don't have the URs as you see to put them. But yeah, basically put this in the graveyard, pop it. That's one way to get out Junk Speeder. Okay. It took me 2 days to actually put together the right deck. Some YouTube decks have 2 of these. You don't need 2 of these. You only need enough to do your plays. And if you have 1 of these in your hand and you're still able to do the whole play with this 1 card, then you would be able to special summon this card from your hand thanks to this card effect that allows you to special summon 1 tuner from your hand, and you can basically bring out Virtual World, this card. So basically, as long as this card's on the field, any, like, especially if you went first and this was your end board, any type of play he's trying to do, not only is it going to get negated, but if he gets past negates and you just special summon, let's say it's a pendulum deck, he's just special summoning, he's not activating any effects, he's just special summoning. Okay, every card he sends to the graveyard is banished instead. That's why I have this card in my deck. You want to set your extra deck where you have 2 level 8s of your choice, a level 9, a level 10, a level 11, just in case, because like you're dealing with a synchro deck, and your plays, you want to make sure that even if you can't get out the big 3 right here, you want to make sure that you can at least get out 1 of them and still get out other shit to counteract. Like, there's a, let me first explain my deck and I can get on things that you can possibly add to make your deck better. So why do I have anti? What is the reason why I have what you guys think is a piece of shit card. Okay, so anti. Each player reveals one card from their hand. If one card is higher level than the other, the card with the lower level is sent to the graveyard, and the player who revealed it takes 1000 damage. So okay, you pop this card, he's gonna try to reveal the highest level he has, because he doesn't want to send any of his cards to the graveyard unless it's his choice, right? If he wants to negate it, he can negate it, but it's a waste of a negate. The purpose behind the spell card is to send one of your level 2s to the graveyard. It can be this, it can be this, it can be anything. Any card that you need in your graveyard to do the combo with Junk Synchron, that is the purpose of this card. When I used the YouTube version, I didn't have level 2s in my graveyard. I didn't have max C to send to my graveyard. So I'm like, how do I do my plays if I can't send it to the graveyard? So majority of the time I had to set this, or I had to set, what other card? I had to set this, or I had to set this, because I just had a brick. I couldn't fucking do anything. So I tried to think of ways I can use cards that discard cards from my hand to the graveyard so I can do my extension. This was a perfect card. Plus, you only take 1000 damage, but at least you can see what deck he's running once he reveals his fucking card anyways. It doesn't matter if you're going first. Like, well, this is good if you're going first. It's also good if you're going second, like, and he has a brick and he only set out a card too, but you're basically gonna win. Foolish Burial, of course, like I was saying before, you just want to make sure you can do your Junk Synchron plays. Then I realized that when I used the YouTube version deck, I was getting so much bricks to the point where I wish that I had like this card in my hand where I could just draw extra card. So I would use one Magical Mallet. I kind of tested doing 2, doing 3, but I was just getting even more bricks than I was when I didn't even had Magical Mallet at all. One Magical Mallet is good. The idea of the deck is you have 45 cards. Once you get out your plays, all these like majority of these tuners are going to be in the graveyard. You're probably going to have this card and maybe a few regular monsters left to do other plays, but that's it. The thing is, when you get your board, you fucking win. You fucking win. Unless you're going up against a Numeron deck where they got 3 lava golems and they got a kaiju and all this shit, then they're going to basically get rid of this. They're going to get rid of this. You might still have Virtual World unless they want to get rid of that. Because if they have Graveyard Floodgates and shit, they're not going to want this card on the field, right? Basil's a great card. You activate an effect, any effect, spell, continuous spell, field spell. He can just banish it. Even monster effect too. Now their effect is still going to go through. You don't negate it. You just banish it. When you destroy, if they have 2 cards set on the field, you destroy one, you power up by its attack, and you get a second additional attack. So it's a good OTK card, pretty much. What else? So let's get to here. So before I had Rengeki, but I was getting bricked. So I'm like, even though I have Rengeki, I still can't do my plays when I use the YouTube version. So I put Special Hurricane. I remember seeing this card used on me when I faced like a couple bots in the solo. It's either solo or in Duel Links, and pretty much you discard a card from your hand. Every special summon card they have on the field gets nuked. They're obviously going to negate it. It's a way to get around like them wasting a couple of their negate cards. So that's a good card to have. The YouTube version wants you to have 3 of these. You don't need 3. You literally just need 1. Because once you use its effect, the turn like you use it, like, okay, you special summon it, you get this, goes to the graveyard, you banish this, you bring it back. Once you bring it back that one turn, you can't really special summon anymore. The only thing that's going to allow you to special summon this card is if you synchro summon, and it allows you to special summon it from here. And that's pretty much it. Because like I feel like the YouTube version, like they want you to have 3 of these, 3 of these, 3 of these, 3 of these. It's like it's too much fucking cards, 2 of these, and you're getting so much bricks, like whatever. So obviously you need negates. You can use my version, test it out in solo. Test it out online, whatever you want. I say just get a feeling of the deck, what you can do. All you guys know what Call by the Grave does in Crossout Designate. You need Crossout Designated with this deck. I had Ash Blossom in this deck. I took it out. Like, I can put it in, but I just wanted to have a solid 45. I don't even know what you can negate with Crossout Designator because I don't have Ash Blossom. Pretty much, when you do not want somebody to pop Maxi on you because your special summoning, and I kind of counted it in solo, you're special summoning like at least 19 times. So if you pop Maxi, if they pop Maxi and you can't negate it, you're a dead man. So Crossout Designator for Maxi I think is the best. Like, who gives a fuck about Ash Blossom? There's certain ways you can get around that effect and still do your plays. So let's get on to the couple of the cards that I added. There's this card. So normally with this deck, as you can see, I only have spell cards. Majority of the time when you finish your board, you're gonna have maybe 3 or 4 spell cards in your hand. This card, if you wanted to synchro summon, because okay, your end board is gonna have, or my end board is gonna have this, and either this or this, depending on what's on my field. Because your last effect after you have all these on the field, you're gonna be able to special summon this back from the graveyard by its card effect. It says during the main phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was sent there, you can banish 1 Assault, Black Wing, and special summon this card. So, majority of the time, if this is, like I said, if this was in your hand by the time you finish your board, you can special summon it to the field by this effect, and then you can bring out the level die. There's certain cases where you may have maybe one last tuner on the field, or you can bring one with Living Fossil or Monster Reborn. But all I'm saying, all this card is pretty much, if you have, let's say, okay, this is level 3, so let's say you had this on the field, you pop this, then you can get out of level 8. So this, any cards that allow you to special summon from your hand is a very good fucking card, okay? Because it's, you don't activate an effect. It just says if you want to special summon it, then you send 1 card from your spell from your hand and you special summon it. Same thing goes with this. This is a good card because you can special summon 1 monster from your hand with the same level as this card. So this is level 2. So if you normal summon this, activate, it's going to tell you to activate its effect. You can maybe special summon 1 of these, and if you have a graveyard extension where you can bring a tuner back from the graveyard, or you can special summon this, or pretty much anything, you can go into the play and do it. I could show you videos of me doing that. It was really awesome. So here's Iron Dragon. Now Iron Dragon's a card that I came across and I added it to my Utopia deck, making it even gayer. Now don't get me wrong, don't get confused. Like, this card, as long as there's 3 cards in a column, you can special summon it. You don't always have to special summon it to a spot where it would destroy your card and his card. Now you can activate a spell card in a zone that he has 2 cards literally right behind each other, like he has his monster and he has his trap card or some shit like that. You can activate your spell's still gonna go through, and you're gonna nuke his fucking, like, whatever board he had. There was a play that I kinda like almost nuked. I was going to nuke, no, I did nuke that Fusion Majestic fucking card, but the guy was able to do a graveyard extension to special summon it back to a zone that this card doesn't have negated. So yeah, there's, like I said, if you get your board out, you're good. I think the only dangerous card you have to worry about is someone popping Max C on you. I was thinking of, if you wanted to use this card, hold on, if you wanted this card in your deck, like, I don't have it. Can't even spell destruction. What am I, retard? Where is it? Where is it? Okay, if you put this card in your deck, that would be great. Because like I said, they're getting 18 cards, right? So if you pop this card, the problem is it's not a quick effect, but if you pop this card on your turn, you're basically gonna let him draw out. Most decks have 40 cards in them. He's got 18, so if you make him special summon 20 cards and you banish that and he draws 20 cards, this is another good win condition with just ending your fucking turn, like not even attacking. But like I said, your whole plays, you're only special summoning 18 times. To do anything over than that, but if you do it 20, if you're able to special summon 20 times, then that's god level. That's OTK right there, just by ending your turn. You can't do anything. There's another card you can use. It's called these are just suggestions on cards you can add to your deck. I forgot what it's called. It's a goddamn trap card. It's this card. Thank God, I'm a genius. Yeah, so let's say you went first. You're like, you know what? I don't want to add the card of destruction because it's just too much spells. I'm bricking. You can add maybe this card. So all you do is you went first. You set this card on the field, and literally the next turn he's gonna draw. That's gonna be his 19th card in his hand. You banish your opponent's hand, and if you do, they draw the same number of cards. So he's going to draw another 19 cards. He's probably going to have 2 more cards in his deck. But every card, instead of it going to the graveyard, because there's some decks out there like what's that deck called? Phantom Knights and shit. Like the majority of the best decks in the game have graveyard extensions. So just because you card destruction him and you send all his cards to his hand to the graveyard doesn't mean he can't do plays, especially if you're dealing with a deck like Eldritch. He has a fucking spell, traps in his graveyard. He can just special summon his shit. It doesn't stop him at all. It only just increases his chances. You can't negate all those cards in the graveyard. For the rest of the turn. Same restrictions apply to you, but for the rest of the duel and stuff. Okay. So basically, he can activate. He wouldn't be able to activate Ash or Max or whatever the fuck you put for the turn. So let's say he had that stupid. You're fighting that stupid fusion deck, the meta fusion deck that brings out Majestic or whatever that banishes a card the moment you summon it. Okay, you pop this effect. He can't activate his effects that turn. Boom. And the funny thing is they only have one of those cards on the field, and they have like a set quick play spell where they can just fusion summon again, but they're not going to bring out a second one of those. They're going to bring out something that deals you damage every time you summon or activate shit. So you do that, he can activate his effects, you do your plays, you win. I put this card in my deck when I had the YouTube version deck. I never drew this card at all. I had one, and then when I put 3 or I put 2, I would brick. So if you can find a good balance and you have this card in your hand and you can do your full play, you're special summoning 19 times. So let's do the math here. Yeah, so you're dealing them 500 damage. If you special summon 9 times, he's getting dealt 4,500. Alright. So if you special summon 19 times, you're basically going to OTK him. But you special summon 18 times at minimum. So he's going to take 19. He's going to take 9,000 damage. What was I going to explain again? Stardust. Okay, so there's a spell card I used to use with Stardust. So there's this card. If you want to add this card to your deck, I would consider it, because majority of the time you're gonna have, bro, you're gonna have literally everything in it, like all these cards in your graveyard. 1, 2, 3, 4. This card's gonna be banished because you use Living Fossil to get it, but you don't really need a Synchro tuner. You just need like any type of tuner in your graveyard with a specific Synchro monster, and you can special summon it. So, but it has to be Stardust though. That's the only problem. Pretty sure, yeah. So you banish one tuner and up to 2 non-tuner monsters from your graveyard, and if you do, you special summon a Stardust Synchro monster. So pretty much, Majestic Dragon plus Stardust Dragon. You can special summon this. His card effects are going to be negated. You can special summon this. Pretty much any of these, you can special summon this. And the thing you want to look for is the 4,000 basic. Hey, if you can activate card effects, good. But you got a monster with 4,000 defense, you know. I'm thinking about adding this to my deck too, with that little combo to get rid of their little like hands if they drew like 19 cards or whatever. But it just gives you a perspective. Look, you can do so much with this deck. Don't always copy YouTube decks and use them, because those guys, believe it or not, I've beat decks like that because they just brick. There's only one time where they may get a good hand, what, after 5 duels. You want to look for consistency, and as long nobody likes dueling where you can't do anything. So take what you've learned here, apply it to your deck, adjust it. I've given you a lot of different ideas you can add to this deck, this Stardust deck, the Stardust decks in general, to make them a little more playable. And that's pretty much it. I'll catch you guys in the next clip. I think I'm going to be returning to COD. But yeah, this is a Call of Duty channel. Majority of these other clips are just MVP specials when we're not on COD. So I love you guys. Peace. Let's all work together as a community to make the best Stardust deck that we possibly could.